Hey everyone, Screaming Geek Media here. I am Jerry the Geek. Today we're going to talk about the Boogens on 4K. But before we get into that, if you like physical media, if you like 4Ks, Blu-rays, DVDs, if you like home theater movies in general, please check out my other videos on my channel. Because I do these reviews, unboxings, collection updates, I do discussions. Check that stuff out, hit the like button, subscribe, and turn your bell notifications on. Now let's jump into the Boogens on 4K. This is a classic monster movie, from the 80s. Actually came out in 1981. You got Rebecca Balding, Fred McCarran, Anne-Marie Martin, and directed by James L. Conway. Basically revolves around a Colorado mine that was originally opened up in the late 1800s and closed in like 1912 because of some collapses and attacks. And now they're going to reopening it, and all of a sudden there's some mysterious attacks happening. They're basically the creatures get let loose. It's still a fun movie after all this time. I was kind of leery because a lot of times these old movies don't age well. Or people, our tastes change over the years, and there's a lot of times I get a movie from the 80s and so whatnot, and now I was like, what the hell is this? But I still enjoyed this one. It's still a lot of fun. Now, I haven't watched this movie in ages. I've never had the DVD or Blu-ray, but what I do still have, I still have this. I bought this when it first came out, paid $50 to $60 for it. So I still have this old VHS tape and haven't seen that since then. So anything is a upgrade over that. Now this 4K release comes from Kino Lorber, came out earlier this year. Originally filmed in 35mm, has HDR10 and Dolby Vision. Now the presentation here is a mixed bag. I guess being Kino Lorber, I was expecting a lot, and it just didn't live up to that. I think it's inconsistent throughout. There's times it looks really good, and there's times that looks like really crap. I'm just not sure what happened here. It had some decent details and textures at times. The colors vary. There's times that the colors look really good, and there's other times it kind of feels weak. It just, times it just feels like a bad upscale job. But overall it's decent. Now comparing with the Blu-ray, because the Blu-ray here is what they did to it, but there was a Blu-ray put out in 2012 from Olive Films. I've never owned that, but looking at stuff on Blu-ray.com, I actually glanced at the review of the Blu-ray, and they talked about how good the Blu-ray was pretty decent. So it makes me wonder what happened with a 4K. Did they completely botch it? If the Blu-ray was actually good, you'd think the 4K would be the same, if not better. So questions of what happened with Kino Lorber. Did they really just drop the ball and screw this up? I don't know. Now for the audio here, they gave us a DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 and a 2.0. I watched most of the movie in a 2.0 track. I tried the 5.1 a couple times, but it just didn't cut it. Yes, there was more to it, especially with the music, but overall it just felt unnatural. The dialogue wasn't centered in front of you. It kind of bled off to the side. It just felt like crap. So I enjoyed watching it in the 2.0. Sometimes these movies from the 80s, they just don't age well, and they just don't get mixed right. Now for the packaging here, got a slip cover here. And we'll get rid of that thing. Standard keep case. And of course, Kino Lorber, you just got generic, nothing fancy. But we do have a reversible cover art. So we got the original cover there on a reverse, which I'll probably go ahead and switch that because kind of like the classic original. Sometimes I like the new better, but a lot of times it's original I prefer. Now for the bonus features, we have a couple audio commentaries, and we have a featurette called William Munns, the man who made the Boogens. So not a whole lot here. So to wrap it up here, the 4K it's a hard sell. I mean, we all jump at when we see things coming out from Kino Lorber, but yeah, I can't recommend this unless it's something you have to have. And if you don't have it in your collection, I would say try out the Blu-ray, but the Blu-rays, I think it's out of print because it's going for like $45 to $50. Unless you can find it on eBay, you may find it cheaper. But again, it's from Olive Films. Kino Lorber did do a separate Blu-ray release. So it's a gamble. If you have the Blu-ray, please comment below, let me know what you thought of it. If you're happy with the Blu-ray, I would probably say stick with it. I can't recommend this because it just doesn't feel right. Like I said, parts of it were good, parts of it look like shit. So I'm not sure what happened with Kino Lorber, or I'd normally chalk it up to maybe a bad source, but the Blu-ray supposedly was good, so I just have to question that. But right now, the 4K is going for about $22. I did get through a Kino Lorber sale while back for like $17 or $18. So if you want to get the 4K, I'd hold out for those sales, for a good deal. So that pretty much does it from a look at the 4K of the Boogens, classic 80s monster movie I've always liked. Another thing I really liked is I like when you don't see the monster, they tease it like a little bit. You don't get to see it until the end, so I kind of like that. So it is still a fun movie. I would recommend getting this on some format, one or the other. Please comment below, let me know what you thought. And check out my other videos on my channel. Like, subscribe, turn your bell notifications on, and we'll see you soon. Geek out.